thebuzz.com. I'm Heather Pasco on 101.5 The Buzz.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get...
Probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes? Their age? The way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
By every day, but never knew we're hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
The voice of the community. We are 101.5 The Buzz, your talk station.
Four minutes after, 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Doing a little bit of, it's a special situation today. Like, not that the show is special, but Dave Stinger's not here. Your favorite millennial's not here. It's all just me. It's all me. So I got a lot of technical stuff going on. But we're going to fight through it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. Haven't done this, like everything, in a while. But we're going to make it. There's a lot going on today. Right now, they are holding a press conference in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Press conference. They're basically announcing that Andrew Brown's death was justified. It was justified. And they got the DA up. He's standing up there. He's talking. He's answering questions. They're still not releasing the video. Even though he showed some stills from the video or from different body cam footage. He's shown stills. But he says he's still not releasing the video. And I heard him telling one of the reporters, like, we know that you guys have the video, but we're not releasing the video yet. So I guess somebody leaked a portion of the video or something like that, maybe. But yeah, it's justified. And that actually, it goes to what we were talking about yesterday, partially. What the one caller called in, and he was making the point that police can kill people And according to the law, it'll be justified. According to the law, it'll be justified. And my point was, and I think this speaks to my point yesterday, they can do anything and figure out a way to justify it. They can twist the law to justify it. They can mess around with the interpretation of Supreme Court rulings and case law, and based on this it says this, which means we can do that. I mean, it's just, what do you do? What do you do? And then I know a lot of people get on, and a lot of people talk about how people, in particular, they normally address these to black men, but how you can be safe when you interact with police. There's a lot of people. Colin Kaepernick has a thing that he does, I believe in San Francisco or somewhere. He's put together like a course on how to interact with police. And there's actually a number of things involved in the course that he puts on. I'm actually looking at it, and hopefully one of these days I'll be able to speak to some people, some lawyers, some police officers, some groups of people who maybe we can get with their people and see exactly what it is that they're doing, and then we can put something together similar, if not the exact same. Because what I was reading about it seemed really cool. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked by that. He does a course, and a lot of people do this. They teach people how to interact with police. They teach people how to interact with police. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, look, if Andrew Brown tried to drive away when he knew he was getting arrested, he shouldn't have. He should have just got arrested. They got a warrant. They showed up in the back of a pickup truck. Like 7 deep or whatever. They are totally 100% prepared to take you in. If that's the case, get taken in. Go ahead, get arrested. However, not wanting to get arrested, the penalty for that shouldn't be death. It shouldn't be a death sentence. I mean, I'm thinking they got other things that they can do. And the DA, he was asked about, well, at this point, once they show up and once they say, basically, dude, you under arrest, they can't let him get away. That was what he said. He said a number of people have suggested, like, hey, just let him go, or, do something else, or figure out some other way to, he says, they cannot just let him go. That's what he said. So, some of us think it makes sense. And again, as I was arguing yesterday, look, if the person is not an imminent danger to your life or to the life of another person, you're not legally justified to shoot them in the back or in the back of the head. And I believe it was Justin. I believe Justin was the guy's name yesterday who called in and said, hey, man, you trying to get people killed. My point still stands. Just because the DA says it was justified and can twist the law to make it okay to shoot a man in the back of the head doesn't mean it's necessarily legal. It just means he's not going to prosecute the case. He thinks it's legal. But then, I guess, look, if all of the people in power look at you and the people who are supposed to interpret and prosecute, if they all look at it and they all say it's legal, maybe then it's legal. If all of the people who are making the decisions say that. But come on, you and me, just you and me, between us. You shoot a man running away. Oh, wait a minute. They're showing some of the body cam. He is clearly trying to get away. and they're shooting as they are clearly in no danger. Okay, so they actually just showed some body cam. And I that was me watching it live. They kind of have the car surrounded. He kind of backs out, spins out into what looks like a baseball field, even though I'm sure it wasn't. But that's the best way for me to describe it. There's this huge, wide open space. The police move out of the way, and he drives, and then they start shooting. Driving away. And that don't look justified to me. And I think, some of this is some or whatever. Can they justify it? Sure. Is it justified? Not if you ask me. And if you're going based on the actual. I'm not a lawyer. But looking at it, that's a man that shouldn't be dead. And again, I'm not saying, don't run. If they're there to arrest you, get arrested. But that's not justified. Or it's not justifiable because they just justified it. So interact with police. Because we see if you stay there and you calmly do what you're supposed to do, they can shoot you and it'll be justified. I hear some of y'all out there, oh, well, give me one case where that happened. I don't remember everybody's name. The guy told the police officer that he had a concealed carry permit and the police officer blasted on him. He didn't do anything wrong. He did everything right. He's dead. You run away, to literally just run away with no weapon. They can shoot you. If they walk up on you and startle you, they can shoot you. And it can all be justified. And one of the other things that the DA said there during the press conference, again, I'm trying to watch this and read the closed captioning on the TV and, produce the Lincoln Ware Show, answer phones and, go to commercial break and all of that good stuff. I'm trying to do all of that stuff all at the same time. So I miss something here and there. But he said, look, people complain. I'm paraphrasing. I had to say that because I was watching and he didn't use those words. I'm paraphrasing. That people complain about the number of shots. But the legal principle behind that is if the first shot is justified, the last shot is justified. So I'm paraphrasing, but I don't care if they shot him 82 times. If the first shot was justified, the 82nd shot would be justified, basically according to legal principle. I don't like that legal principle. I don't like it at all. So now, what are we telling our sons and daughters? How to interact with police. Knowing that there is no right answer. Knowing that there is no right way to do it. Knowing that no matter what they do, they can end up on the wrong side of a bullet or a taser or pepper spray. What are we telling them? I got some ideas. I have some ideas. 4-9-12-30. Andrew Brown Jr. shot in the back of the head. Again, watching the video, he should have went on ahead and surrendered. But he clearly did try to drive away. And as he's driving away, let me take a break. Because there's so much that I want to say after seeing this of the video. But I also want to hear from you. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
The Buzz and Walker Funeral Home presents the Black Business Spotlight. Nominate your favorite Black-owned business or entrepreneur to be in the Black Business Spotlight each month. The Buzz and Walker Funeral Home wants to acknowledge those businesses and individuals who
Let's see. Okay, I think I'm doing this right. Y'all should be able to hear me, but I gotta answer some phones. The Buzz. Hold on, please. The Buzz. Hold on, sir. All right. Yeah, I'm doing everything today, and the stream is acting up. So y'all just be patient. Be patient with the stream, please. Let me see. I guess I'll do these initial shout outs. I hope y'all can hear me. I hope everything is going good. These initial shout outs, let's see. Jay, thank you, sir. Antonio, Ladika, Myosha, Joseph, Tria, Jeffrey, Rhonda, Brent, Patricia, Glenn, Sabrina, Brini, Angela, Carolyn, Anthony. Good afternoon. Those are the people who have commented so far on Facebook. Tony, over here on YouTube. And again, if it drops out a little bit or something like that, there's not much I can do about it. We're having some slight issues. With the internet here in the building. It's running a lot slower than usual. So I guess I'm just apologizing in advance in case something is wrong. See if I turn a little bit, and I might be able to move this microphone a little bit closer to me. That's the best I can do in terms of this audio. But okay, so what are we teaching? What are we teaching kids, young people? What are we teaching young people? What's the lesson now to young people? What do we say to them? Now, forget young people, because they killing everybody. Like, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husbands, because they killing everybody in here. So what do we say? What do we tell them? I'm looking over here, trying to come up with some music to come back into the show. I think I've made my selection. I don't know why Dave Stinger didn't come in. He called off, and Raven called off, and it's just been me here all day, so I haven't even really had chance to, since I walked in the door. I haven't really had a chance to, check out the news and all of that kind of stuff. All right, I got to go back.
On 101.5, The Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station.
Wow. 20 minutes after. 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm a little bothered. And I'm not 100% sure what we should be telling young people. Not 100% sure. I mean, other than, if you're going to run in a zigzag pattern. You know, something like I don't know what to tell them. Let me go to the phone. 749-1230. Remember to get on board. It's the afternoon experience. The shooting of and killing of Andrew Brown Jr., Elizabeth City, North Carolina. He was shot in the back of the head while driving away from police officers. There was a portion in the video where if they were shooting at that point, I might be able to say, it was justified. I might be able to say that at one point in the video. Because, look, I'm a reasonable person. They were, he would drive away, but the police kind of had him surrounded. So, but then once everybody's out of his way and he's driving across the field, he's still alive at that point. Nobody's in danger. And they just keep blasting. And apparently that's legal. It vexes me. It bothers me. Let me go to the phone. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Beth, you're on the bus.
Good afternoon, Emanuel. How are you?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, I know you're the self-proclaimed king, so I know you can do all things that you survey. So big ups to that. No matter what, this is what I have really come to understand is that if you're compliant or non-compliant, your death is going down. And I say that because, for obvious reasons, this is a situation for us which cannot be won. You can tell them every damn thing. You can do every single thing right at their behest, and you'll end up being shot. I have seen it on video. You'll be doing what they tell you, and they'll shoot you anyway.
Yep.
And so you have all these things going on, and that's included, but not limited to not being a threat. And when I say not being a threat, even though you are not being a threat by running away, you'll still get shot. And to see, like you said, but they can't let him get away, so the best way to do it is shooting. As many times as you unload, empty that clip, because that's really what it boils down to. And they will always find a reason as to why it was justified, because no matter what, it's always going to be a justifiable, as they say, a good shoot, which doesn't even sound right. And especially when it comes to us, it's always good. When we're dead, it's always a good thing. And that's what I know that is the goal, is for us to be taken down. But yet still, yesterday when Lincoln had Lisa Baker on, this man was a repeated resistor of arrest. So I don't understand how he's still here. Oh, yes, I do. He's white.
Right.
And for the ones who get mad at that, the white folks get mad at that, look, you give me something to talk about because of history. I couldn't make this up. So if you be pissed at yourself, or if you're guilty of it, it has nothing to do with me. These are things that I have seen, I have heard, and you have too. And so you need to, if you don't want me to talk about it, all you do is just change the way you act. It's not that hard. But then again, these things are ingrained in their psyche, so it's like this is who we are. Nobody wants to say that, but it's true. That's just who you are, and you're not working very hard to get away from that. So that's why it continues to happen, Emanuel. Because I always say this, because it's allowed, and the only way to me, in order to get that person's attention, is to, I think you said that, to start taking their money, the pensions and all that, because once that's the only way to get a person's attention, hit them in the pocket.
It's a shame, but true.
But it is true. That's it's like everybody has a price. And the price is you start taking my money, and then it's like everything has so much clarity. Oh, now I see what they're talking about. No, you don't. You just want your money. That is all there is to it. But anyway, Emanuel, thank you so much for taking the call. I know you have other callers in your queue.
Beth, I appreciate the call. 749-1230, that's the number to get on board. What do you think? Yeah, they've announced that, no, there will be no charges against anyone. The police will not be charged in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, for shooting a man in the back of the head. The DA has announced, he said it was justified. He said it was justified. And I mean, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about this case yesterday when we were having this conversation about what's justified and what's not justified and what's right and what's wrong and all of that kind of stuff. So I didn't know that it was coming out today. I didn't know that. And I mean, I got the same issues that I had yesterday. 749-1230. Let me get Blade in here. Blade, you're on the.
What's up?
How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Just give me about 30 seconds. You know, and we keep on rehashing it. I think we need to get more serious. That conversation we had with the police, or the ex-police, made me sick at the stomach. Them are cold conspirators in genocide. We're watching the people of the state slow motion kill us on camera, and the only thing we can do is, I guess, I don't care what they law says they justify it, but we need to, for now, write it all down. They all guilty. And the caller called in, he justified, he's in it too. He's just as guilty as the one who pulled the trigger, because all of them in uniform, they are justifying this about going on with the law when we know it's straight murder. We can keep on playing with it, talking about it's justifiable. I know you're just saying it because it's on the paper, but all of them to write these stories and to see these stories, they all guilty. America got the chance to justify herself, and we think she is. She's not. She's going to do what she done to our grandfathers and our grandparents, and it's for us to stand up. And what we can tell our youth, to tell them the truth. They need to start hanging together like other groups and watch out and stay away from the police. What else can you tell them? Every time you see there's a pattern, they always catching somebody running. And then with their law, they try to justify it. What our law is, our black people are scared of the Klansmen in the blue suit chasing our kids down and killing them. I haven't heard this, but, these fake people out here say they speak for us. We need to go strong and say let's defund the FOP, because the laws and the FOP are protecting them. If we can't go for that, what else is to do but keep on repeating stories? But we need to tell our young people the truth that we can't protect them, and they have to protect themselves and hang together and do what they got to do. So, your generation can help, but the generation over you are too comfortable, and they caught up. They get checks. So, only thing they can say is, he shouldn't have ran. He should have complied. So, Negroes like that, we need to put them on the sideline, too. So when the purse go down, they can get purse, too. Peace out.
All right. That's Blade. Some truth to what he's saying. Some truth to what he's saying. Let me take a quick break. It's the Afternoon Experience, 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz and Raising Cane's presents the Cap and Gown Countdown. We want to recognize a few seniors and valedictorians from the graduate class of 2021. Each day beginning in May, we're going to put the spotlight on seniors from all over the tri-state.
Let's see. Brother Powell want to know what happened to my fancy background. The backdrop is in the other room. It's in the actual studio. But again, it's just me today. I don't have a technical producer, a call screener, or anything. I got everything. So, and I ain't whining about it. I mean, I am the king of talk. This is my ability to do all of this is part of what makes me the king of talk. Just a part of what makes me the king of talk. Hold on, let me answer this phone. The Buzz. Okay, what's your name? Hold on.
Call now to schedule a free tour and hear about all the amazing opportunities. Ohio Media School, Cincinnati. 513-283-8971.
The Buzz.
That's 513-283-8971.
I'm fantastic. Hold on just a moment.
My Cheryl doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile.
Y'all see how polite I am to the people when they call? I don't even get to screen them like I really want to screen them.
But now it's your time, Mom. When you're
But I'm even that polite when I'm screening. And if y'all just knew all the complaints that I get about how mean I am when I answer the phone, that's how I answer the phone every time. And they complain about me being mean. They complain.
Back taxes. If you get nervous when the mail comes because you might get a letter from the IRS, then you've heard. The IRS can garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts, even your home or business could be at risk over unpaid taxes.
Somebody says, what's the banging sound? I didn't hear a banging sound, but I kind of can't hear it anyway. Terry over there on YouTube. Hey, what's up? Look, don't make fun of my gray. It's highlighted because I got a big light shining down right on my head, and that's why I'm all shiny right here. And I need to cut it again. I need to cut it. The longer it gets, the more gray it looks, and depending on the way the light hit it. So don't. I'm a gray. I'm not dyeing it. It's not gonna happen. It is what it is. Martha says, "Hey, what's up, Martha?" Edward, say what's up. Those are all on YouTube. I guess I have to put out the call. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. You know, if you feel like it. If you feel like it. Tanika, every time I see your name, I want to say Tonica. Tonica? Nikki. Yeah, Nikki. I am the king of talk. Hold on. Lincoln Ware couldn't do this. If I left Lincoln Ware and just put him in the studio by himself and said it's all up to you, you got to do everything. You got to play the commercials. You got to do the show. You got to screen the calls. You got to everything that go along with it. And you got to produce my show. He'd go crazy. Nikki says, I bet you appreciate Raven. I always appreciate Raven. I say it every day. And I don't say it just as a polite thing to say. I appreciate Raven. But sometimes it's cool to, kind of go back to your roots. Like I used to do this all the time, talk show portion, but I used to do this all the time. And, it's all good. It's all good. Oh, I gotta get ready to go. Oh, I didn't choose a song. All right, now I gotta go. "35 minutes after 101.5, the Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Let me see. I got calls on hold. 749-1230. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let's see. We still got other stuff going on in the world other than the Andrew Brown Jr. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of fixated on that. One of the things that Blade said, which I know, a lot of us think Blade is crazy. I think Blade is a little crazy too. But sometimes he's even crazy people. Okay, let me not say that, because then people gonna be mad and he's making fun of people with disabilities. No. I don't mean like that kind of crazy. I mean, the other kind of crazy, but those who get mixed up. He made the point that, hey, why don't we just tell our kids we can't protect you? Why don't we just tell our kids we can't protect you? That's about where we are now. That's about where we are. We have to just tell our kids, I can't protect you. When you go out there, you're on your own. You got to protect yourself. You got to do whatever it is that you have to do to protect yourself to the best of your ability. Of course, we hope they don't run into situations that, but it just frustrates. I hear enough people say things like, oh, if you just do this, the police won't do that. Or if you just act this way, the police won't. Well, it never happened to me. So since I've never had that issue, then, they don't actually say this. But the gist of it is, I've never had an issue with police. I say yes, sir. I say no, sir. I keep my hands at 10 and 2, and I don't have a problem. But again, we've seen not work. So then what's your answer for when you do that and it doesn't work? What's your answer? Sorry, I can't protect you. I don't know. 7-1230, I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think about it. What do you think about it? What do we tell our people to do? If they tell you to put out the cigarette, just put out the cigarette. If they tell you to step out the car, just step out the car. If they tell you to lay on the ground, just lay on the ground. And that's not a guarantee that you won't die. That doesn't guarantee your survival from the incident, but it might help. When you got to say all of that, all you're really saying is, we can't protect you. So roll of the dice. 749-1230. Jane, you're on the buzz.
Good afternoon, King.
Good afternoon.
I like to have fun with you all, but this news is just not funny. What happened to Mr. Eric Garner? Ain't he something big for Biden?
Huh?
Huh?
I don't understand the question.
Well, I don't know his name. He was supposed to have been a Supreme Court for Obama, and they made him...
You're talking about Merrick Garland.
Yeah. What happened to him? Is he the one that over this, or they just ruled him out?
No, he's still up there.
So why ain't he saying something?
Well, maybe he will, even though I doubt it. But maybe he will. I mean, this is the district attorney. This is local, looking at state laws and all that kind of stuff. And based on apparently North Carolina state law, what this district attorney has come to the conclusion that shooting that man in the back of the head was all right.
Okay, what about Mr. Brown have drugs in his house?
I'm not sure. I don't think they found anything.
I would like to say that I'm mad at all policemen and all whites, but I would be wrong. Because there's some nice whites and nice policemen. And I know it's far and few in between, but you got to deal with what you got to deal with. Bye.
All right. That was Jane. I mean, I guess you had to say it. Not every police officer is going to shoot somebody in the back of the head. I would hope so. But they all know those magic words. I don't even have to say what they are. Y'all know what they are. Victoria, you're on the buzz.
King of Talk, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing all right.
Yes, sir. Those magic words, I fear for my life.
Mm-hmm.
That what you talking about?
That's all they got to say.
That's all they got to say. Just a couple of points. It's disturbing. So I was driving, and I heard you say that came in, that they're not going to charge these officers, and I thought, you almost want to be surprised, but you're not.
Right.
And honestly, I'm waiting for good officers to hit the streets and to protest internally what is going on with them. Because you can't keep sitting back saying it's one or two bad apples.
Right.
And then move on as business as usual. The people in the streets have spoken very loudly. So I'm like, okay, I'd like to see these officers get out there and start protesting some of the policies that allow for these bad officers to continue to work among them. And that's not happening. So you can't keep saying it's just a few bad apples. I have to throw you all up in there. This just can't keep happening this way. So you also got people fund the police. I get it. Then we're going after qualified immunity. I get it. That will then allow people to sue the police officer personally.
Yes.
Then that puts their personal possessions up as a deterrent. Dr. Joy Leary talked about PTSD, post-traumatic slave syndrome. And in that, she talked about how the colonizers always come up with laws to justify the murder of us. And not only justify it, but allows them to sleep at night, knowing that they did it and got away with it. So we got to really look back at the laws. We keep trying to change the laws, and then they just change the laws and shift around it. But they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And the only thing I'll say in parting is people can take it for what it's worth. We all have had that conversation about how to deal with a bully. And I'll end it at that, because they're leaving us no recourse. At some point, we're going to have to begin to defend ourselves and say, I fear for my life, too.
All right.
Thanks, Manuel.
Victoria, I appreciate the call. I mean, is that where people are heading? Is that where people are heading? Again, that's why I'm sitting there. Honestly, I don't know what you would I see where Glenn put up on I think it was the Facebook page. Glenn says, I would never tell my kids I can't protect them. Well, why you tell them? Why you tell them? Just do whatever they tell you to do. And if that don't work, then what? Then what? When you fear for your life, what do you do when you fear for your life and the person that you fear is the police? And I resist this conversation all the time just because I understand that, but it could sound I don't want to be irresponsible. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to see anybody get killed. Nobody. No citizen, no criminal, no police officer. But 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Just quick break. I'll go back to the phone. Honestly, I want to know the people who are saying, no, don't tell your kids you can't protect them. Okay. I understand that. You feel like it makes you sound weak or whatever. I understand that, tell your kid to obey the orders of the police officers. I get that. I understand that. I agree with that. But then when that fails, because if all you're saying is obey police officers' orders and you'll be okay, you are doing a horrible disservice to your kids. Horrible. Because that don't mean you'll be okay. We've seen it too many times. That does not mean that you will be okay. And if that's all you're saying, you setting your kids up for failure, maybe. So you got to put something on the end of that. What is it? Ain't you tired of seeing this? Ain't you tired of seeing people shot in the back, shot in the back of the head. Oops, I thought it was a taser. Oh, I thought he was reaching for something. He didn't obey orders fast enough. It was a mistake, an accident, a lapse in judgment, whatever. Of course, he feared for his life. Based on what? It don't matter. You can't second guess them. If they say they fear for their life and a reasonable person would fear for their life, then you got to say by that. What are you saying? I'm tired of it. I don't think I'm ready to take that step over that bridge. I don't think I'm ready to say, take up arms. I'm not ready to say that. But it's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz and Walker Funeral Home presents the Black Business Spotlight. This month, we are shining the spotlight on X-Win LLC.
All right, I'm back.
LLC is owned and operated by local aspiring film artist
Terry says that I'm short screening calls. Well, yeah, I ain't got no choice. I'm literally on the air talking to people. I don't have time to go through and do it the way I would normally do it. Afternoon, Miss Lucky Charm, good to see you. Glenn says, let's hope not, because a lot of people will die shooting at police. A lot of people are dying not shooting at police.
Chosen from over hundreds of submissions. Xander D. Wynn of Wynn Films LLC, 101.5 The Buzz, and Walker Funeral Homes congratulate you.
That sounds crazy, don't it?
Selected for this Black Business Spotlight. For more details or to nominate a black business for the spotlight, head to the Buzz.
Sound crazy.
John waited 12 years. Elizabeth waited 3 months.
I'm gonna be honest though, because Glenn puts up, I wonder why our parents and grandparents never told us, I can't protect you. I'll wait. You ain't gotta wait. I'll tell you. A lot of them did. A lot of them did. I remember my mother specifically saying to me, look, when you get out there, I can't protect you. I remember her saying that. Because, you know, she was an honest lady. She wasn't worried about what she thought I might think of her. She was just telling me the truth. When you get out there behind of a car and a police officer pull you over, I can't protect you. There are certain things that you have to do to protect yourself. I remember having that conversation with me. So I don't know, Glenn, what your parents may have told you. Again, you don't have to wait. I'll tell you flat out. What's with these young people? What's wrong with saying I can't protect you? Because you can't. I mean, I don't know your son, your daughter, your grandson, your granddaughter, your niece, your nephew's name. But if little whoever gets behind the wheel of a car and the police pulls them over, and even if they call you on the phone, what can you do to protect them if that police officer want to hurt them right there on the spot? What can you do to protect them? Nothing? Then why not tell them that? It don't make you weak. It just make you honest. I know, I sound crazy. Sound crazy to just be honest with your kids. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Oh, let's see. I gotta get a song. Gotta make sure everything is good here. Brother Powell says, "Where's my help?" They left me, man. They left me. It's just me. It's just me. Where is Chad? Chad got another job. Chad can't be over here. Chad been here since like think 4 o'clock in the morning working. He get off, you know. I mean, you know, he get to like live. Who's Ravens backup? Dave Stinger, and he's not here. All right, I got to get ready to go back on. Nine minutes to the top of the hour. 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Talking about Andrew Brown Jr., Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Shot in the back of the head. Killed. Shot in the back of the head. Killed. It's the DA says there will be no charges. It's justified. And we're having the conversation about what do you tell young people? What do you tell young people? And on the social media accounts, there's always somebody. There's always somebody who doesn't understand because they didn't experience it. Today it's Glenn. Today it seems to be Glenn on the live stream. He remember his parents just telling him, act like you got some sense. He's not been arrested and had no jail time, so he'll take his parents' advice. Okay, what about the people who acted like they had some sense and they're dead? What about them? I'll wait. Oh, nothing. Yeah, because it don't always work. I'm glad it worked for you. I'm glad you, because he's not the only one, I'm glad you who feel like, well, if you just do what the police say, won't nothing happen to you. I'm glad that it worked for you. I'm glad that you weren't arrested or dead. Great. But believe it or not, that don't work for everybody. That don't work for everybody. So yeah, that's how, that's it. Just tell your kids, act like you got some sense. If they just act like they got some sense, it's impossible for a police officer to harm them. It's impossible. Acting like you got some sense puts up a barrier around you and bullets can't get through. Acting like you got some sense puts up a barrier around you and you can't be arrested when you acting like you got some sense. It's not possible. It's not even possible. Think Philando Castile. Philando Castile should have acted like he had some sense. He wouldn't be dead today. How dare he follow the law and tell the law enforcement official that he has a weapon. He has a concealed carry permit, I believe he told him. And how dare he do that? He should have acted like he had some sense. I often wonder what kind of human, and then even more specifically, what kind of black person says things like that. Like, if you just act like you got some sense, won't nothing happen. Because again, we've seen it happen to people who was quote unquote acting like they had some sense. (749-1230). That's the number to get on board. But yeah, no, they said it was justified. Let's go back to the phone. Jerry, you're on the buzz.
Hey, man. Well, based upon your premise, now that we don't know what to tell our kids, if it's based because of what we've seen, so then I would have to look at it this way, because if we don't know what to tell our kids and we can't protect them, which means now we are in Jim Crow days now, if that's what the case is. So that means that if they want to bomb your house like it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If some whites want to deputize themselves, come in your neighborhood, bully, that means that if they want to come in and rape your kids in front of your face like they did back during those days 400 years ago of slavery, and they sat back and watched because they were afraid, you know, so that means that, and then if they want to tar you, drag you in the streets like the KKK did, that means that we are saying we can't protect ourselves. This is the point of where we at, and history has repeated itself. But this is what I'm saying. I have to go by the religious belief that the devil is a liar, and even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I won't fear evil, for God is with me, which means that you can pray here, teach your hands to war and your fingers to fight. So we at a point that we got to go to war, you know, then I don't care what people say that black people can't defend themselves. The slaves did it. I seen it years ago when downtown they had to call SWAT. You know, not that I condone the violence, but the kids in the neighborhood went against the police. So if that's what they saying they bringing us to, you know, because we are going to have to fight. I mean, you can pray, but if somebody coming in your house to rape your wife, to rape your daughter, and you scared to do something, are you going to fight? You going to blow their head off? Or what you going to do? And that's all I got to say, man.
All right. I appreciate your call. All right. Let's see. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. What are you telling young people? Are you one of these people who telling them, look, if you just do what police say, nothing will happen to you? It's impossible for anything bad to happen to a person who does what the police say do. Because we've never seen that go bad. We've never seen that go bad. So what are you telling them? Charles.
Hey, Emanuel, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Pretty good. Yeah, I heard the information about the case and with Mr. Brown. Did they show like where the cops in danger of being hit? Like, did they show the still pictures? Did you see that?
Well, they actually did. I mean, I don't know if it was them who released it. There was a video that I saw on the news, and there was a portion where I could make the argument that someone could be, you know, could think he was trying to run them over. But
right, okay.
by when he was shot and killed, he was well past that point.
Right.
When he was actually shot and killed, nobody was in danger of being hit. Nobody was in danger of anything.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I kind of figured that, yeah, at that point, he would probably, 20 feet away from him, and they're still shooting. But I think to just tell them you want to limit your interaction with the police as much as you can. You can't, nothing's 100%, but if, I was changing my light, and my son was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm changing my tail light in my car because I don't want to get pulled over, and I was telling him, like, hey, whenever you're driving, you want to do it, do it the right way, but you can still get pulled over. So you got to have a conversation that no matter what we do, we're still seen as threats. You know what I mean? So when the police are interact with us, that perception that we're going to be violent, we're going to be hostile, we're going to do that, that's always almost in the back of their mind. So you just got to kind of tell your kids, like, you really want to limit yourself as much as you can. Even with the court system, I think everything is against us. So I think as black people, we have to limit ourselves, and we should be looking at, if you're able to carry a firearm legally, you should, because like I said, it's just too many instances where, like you said, you're getting shot either way. So
right.
You might as well be able to say, hey, I'm gonna take a stand and fight or flight. I got a weapon to defend myself, like I said, because it's just too much of this going on where we're getting gunned down, whether you're doing the right or the wrong thing. So those are just my thoughts. So, but also I do want to ask you, what brand did you get for your trimming your hedges and stuff? Electric trimmer.
Oh, I got the Ego.
Okay.
The Ego brand. Yeah.
All right. I haven't seen that. Okay, pretty good.
Yeah, it works well. I'm actually thinking about maybe, once this lawnmower that I have dies, will at some point going with the electric one.
Okay, that'd be cool. All right. And also too, when you prepping for the zombie apocalypse, what you doing to get prepared for that?
I don't know, man. I ain't doing nothing. I need to start because I don't trust it. I really just don't trust this whole vaccination thing. I think something bad gonna happen.
Hey, I agree. All right, thank you for giving comments in.
All right. That's Charles. Let me get another break in. 749-1230. That's the number to call in. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
WDBZ Cincinnati, home of the afternoon experience with Emanuel Livingston. And keeping it real with Al Sharpton. Weekdays on 1230 AM, 101.5 FM. The Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station.
Good afternoon. News is sponsored by Encore Drive-In Nights. Governor Mike DeWine appeared in Town on Monday for the signing of a new state bill.
All right, let me see. Looks like Glenn is still peddling. Glenn's still peddling bad information. Still peddling bad information. But, you know, I mean, different people believe different things for different reasons. I've never been shot and killed by police, of course, because I'm still here. I'm just not stupid enough to believe that because it didn't happen to me means that it won't happen to anybody else if they do the same thing that I did. I think that's short-sighted and actually stupid to hold that position. But, I mean, that's just me, you know. But I guess, you know, if you believe that way, then you got a right to believe that way. As a general rule, if something ever happened to you, it won't happen to anyone else. Three minutes after 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati, where you're talking the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock this afternoon. 749. MSNBC is on television in here, and they are showing, you know, periodically video of this shooting. And if you know, kind of want to check out the video and judge for yourself, you get a right to judge for yourself. That's the beauty of releasing the video. You get an opportunity to see it and judge for yourself if you believe what you see in the video. I don't, but you know, they held the video back for quite a while. And you gotta wonder why. It don't take that long. Look, I watched it, what was shown on television, if that's the real deal. I watched what was shown on television. It didn't take me long to make a decision about what I thought about it. What's the point of body cam footage if the people don't get to see their body cam footage? What's the point of it? I don't understand. A part of me just I don't understand what's going on in the world today. We are targets. Look, I know some white people listening. I appreciate y'all listening. And, you know, some of y'all are good-hearted people who are willing to work with the community and, you know, sympathize with what's going on in the community, all of that kind of stuff. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. But, look, y'all, to my black people out there, we targets. Like, we are targets. We are threatening to some people just by the color of our skin. We are threatening to some people. If you don't believe that because you lived a good life and you've never been to jail, good. Keep, and I hope that keeps working out for you. I genuinely, sincerely do. And for your children. I hope it keeps working out for them as well. Sincerely, I do. But a lot of us have to realize that we're targets. People fear us for no logical reasons. And I mean, even when I look at, I'm trying to not be like super negative and defeatist. If we just run around and tell our kids, our young people, heck, our adults, that if you do what police say, and if you don't break the law, and then you do what police say, and everything will turn out fine. You'll never be arrested. You'll never be shot. You'll never be accosted. You'll never be stopped wrongfully. You'll never be profiled. Just do what. I don't understand y'all people. That's who y'all make me mad. And I'm not gonna lie, there really is a small part of me. It's a really small part. And I fight with that part. That part is small, but it's real strong. It's real strong. I fight with that part that be like, I hope it happened to them. I hope one day they driving, minding their business, not breaking the law. A police officer pull them over, mad just because he may not have got the promotion that he wanted, or somebody looked at him the wrong way. He was on his way out, or he had an interaction with somebody some other time. And I hope it happened to them, or actually more, I hope it happened to one of their kids, that they're minding their own business. They do nothing wrong. They get pulled out of a car and shot and killed. Again, it's a real small part of me. I fight it. It's strong. I fight it. Because I found out that there are a lot of people who genuinely don't understand something until it hits their doorstep. And then those people talking about, oh, if you just do what police say and you don't break the law, then you don't. Then what would they say then? See, then they'll understand it. When they looking at their child in a casket, then they'll say, well, maybe that wasn't the best thing. But I have to fight that part. I have to fight that part. But I get so frustrated when people don't understand injustice as it happens to other people, because it's not happened to them yet. And they make it bad for the rest of us, because they are the springboard that those racists use to justify their actions. They listen, and when they hear black people saying stuff like that, they're like, yeah, we got an ally right there. We can kill him. Yeah. Come on, y'all all have heard some white guy, some cop, some racist in a conversation, and then they're like, so-and-so said it, and he's black. And in their minds, that one person who, for whatever reason, doesn't understand it because it hasn't happened to them or touched their family yet, they represent what's good sense. And they use that to wipe their conscience clean. To some degree, one could say you're giving comfort to the enemy. But it haven't happened to you yet. Up to this point. Yet. And I hope it never does. It's a little tiny part of me. Just a little tiny part of me. And then when I hear Clyburn talking about the fact that he's down with not getting rid of qualified immunity, that's a problem. Because that's a big part of it that could help solve the larger problem. That's an issue. I don't know. And maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm off base and I watch too much news and I see these things happen too much. Because look, let me be honest with you. Again, I've never been shot and killed by police. So it don't happen every time you walk out the door. I've been pulled over by police. I mean, I have been assaulted by police on the side of the road. So maybe that's why I feel it so strongly. Again, it's one of those things when the thing happens to you personally, you're like, oh, this is real. When you get pulled over, your hands are at 10 and 2, and you yes sirring people to death, and they still tell you get out the car and jack you up. Then you begin to think, well, hold on, all of that, yes, sir, and hands on the wheel, and here is this, and here's everything that you asked me for, and I didn't do anything wrong. I still find myself on the side of the road getting my ass kicked. All of this stuff become real to you because you realize he kicked my ass. It wasn't a far cry from arresting me. It wasn't a far cry from shooting me, saying he feared for his life. Not a far cry. So if it could happen to me on Winton Road, not some country backwoods town on a back road with no street lights, broad daylight and on Winton Road, it's no shock to me that this stuff happens on a regular basis. Regular basis. And yeah, when it happened to me, I was 16. I didn't know. I was just, let me see. What's the best way to put it? Acting like I had some sense. But I could have been I was 16. That was 86. We didn't have all of this. But I could have been one of those names. So, I mean, it really is one of those things that if it happens to you, it becomes real. But I'm glad that it hasn't happened to a whole lot of people. That there's enough people out there ignorant enough because it didn't happen to be stubborn enough to pretend like either it ain't real or it ain't all that serious. But when it happened to your son, I don't want to hear it become real to you. I just want you to say, he should have acted like he had some sense. Say that, like put that in the eulogy. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
All the news and information you is just a click away at thebuzzcincy.com. Just go to thebuzzcincy.com to get the latest on world events, now, and everything happening right here in the tri-state. Plus, you can enter a contest to win tickets and other great prizes. Find out where the Buzz will be in
The Buzz? What's your name? Hold on, sir. I got so much stuff going on. Oh, come on, computer.
Hey, it's Lincoln Ware for my good friends over at Jeff Weiler Buick GMC on Route 18 in Florence, Kentucky. Stop by to talk to the folks out there and be sure to check out their huge inventory of new Buicks and GMCs. After you've done your research and you're ready to buy, always make Jeff Weiler your last stop because they're going to do everything
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing a number of things. I'm not interacting with y'all like I like to. Not like I like to. See, Park a month ago, he's still here today. And he didn't. Good. I hope that keeps happening to you. I hope that keeps happening to you. Just know, no matter what video says on yourself, or your brought it on himself.
Welcome, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Smokey Colbert, filling in for Smokey on his birthday. Because after 75 years of only you can prevent wildfires, turns out there's much more to say. Just look at the news. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless. And I'm not just talking about obvious things like campfires or letting your totally sweet nephew Francis play with matches. I'm talking about dumping your used barbecue coals willy-nilly or parking your car on tall, dry grass. That can lead to poof! Guess the song was wrong. We did start the fire. But listen, being a South Carolinian, I respect Mother Nature and her trees, whether coniferous, deciduous, or new car scented. So if you love the outdoors like me, go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention, because fire safety is always in season. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. You're about to purchase a new mower, chainsaw, outdoor power. I'm Chris Kite, president of the Outdoor Power Equipment. Most gas now contains different than ethanol. That's okay. Some gas pumps are changing. Higher ethanol gas present, like E15, E30, E85, may be available at local state.
Let's see. Got Edward over there on the YouTube. Thank you, Edward. Broken Wing over there on the YouTube as well. Thank you. Again, I'm experiencing technical difficulties with an exceptionally slow internet connection here. That I can't do anything about it.
Giving voice to the community. We are the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station.
20 minutes after, 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 3 o'clock this afternoon. And of course, we're talking about the world. Talking about things going on in the world. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. When people start calling you names, you know something going on with them. 749-1230. A quick story again out of North Carolina. A jury in North Carolina, in a North Carolina federal civil rights case, has awarded $75 million to two black intellectually disabled half-brothers who spent decades behind bars after being wrongfully convicted in a 1983 rape and murder of an 11-year-old girl. Yeah, they were tried and they were convicted and they were sentenced to death. But they will now get $31 million each. $31 million each. $1 million for every year spent in prison. No, the $31 million is in compensatory damage. $31 million for every year spent in prison. The jury also awarded them $13 million in punitive damages. The first jury to hear all of the evidence, including the wrongly suppressed evidence, found Henry and Leon to be innocent. Innocent. And I believe, let me see if I scroll down to the bottom here. I believe they actually figured out who committed the crime. It was somebody who they found in jail, even though I don't see that in this story. But I remember reading this story not too long ago, and they figured out who actually committed the crime. They figured out who actually committed the crime. But, man, if these two guys would have just acted like they had some sense, they would have never been. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Because I think we all recognize how backwards and ignorant that is. But, yeah, injustices happening around the world. And, you know, there are a number of states who put caps on how much money a person can get when it's found out that they've been wrongly convicted and spent time in jail. And a lot of times it's like $100,000 per year spent in jail. Like $100,000 per year when spent in jail. And come on. Or in prison. I don't imagine. Would you go to jail if they told you? It's a rhetorical question because I don't know many people who would. But if they told you, go to jail for a year and I'll give you $100,000. You got to go to prison on death row and be treated as if you were guilty. And I'll give you $100,000. Would you do it for a year? Would you do it for 13? Would you do it for 30? Come on, you get to get out. You get to get out in 30 years and you'll have $30 million. I upped it. And you'll have 30. Would you do it for $1 million? Okay, let's just say it was like 5 years. 5 years. Would you do it? $1 million. That means you go to jail for 5 years, prison, death row. You got to be treated as if you actually committed the crime. Would you do it? Would you take $1 million a year? $5 million, you give up 5 years of your life. Because to me, that's what I'm looking at when I look at these settlements. And like I said, there are states, I'm going to have to look it up. But I think in Ohio, they put a cap on it. On the amount of money that you could get. As if people going to jail for fun. I know some people think that. People go to jail for fun. Because if they didn't, they would act like they had sense. I said I was going to let that go, didn't I? Okay, for real this time, I'm going to let it go. Okay? For real. But yeah, people ain't, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to jail for 5 years for $5 million. Just give up 5 years of my life. But we look at these settlements and we think like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's more than fair. I don't know about that. The Buzz.
Yes, I'd like to join the conversation. It's Lawrence from Texas.
Lawrence, what you think?
What you say, brother?
What do you think?
About the shooting?
Yeah.
Well, let's put it like this. I agree with Emanuel. You know, some black folks are so far stuck on stupid, you know. It ain't about complying with the police. That is not what keeps you from getting shot. You know, and black folks, a lot more black folks going to have to get killed before they wake up and realize that compliance is not the key to not getting shot. You know,
and Lawrence, just so you know, you are on the air talking to me, Emanuel.
Oh, okay, man. Emanuel, you sound different, man. That COVID messed you up.
Well, I don't.
It messed you up.
I think I sound the exact same.
look, I'm getting tired of agreeing with you. Now, damn it, me and you going to have to come up with another floor plan. I like arguing with you. I don't like agreeing with you.
I think all we got to do is if we talk about racist white people, we'll disagree, so.
Well, hey, we talking about racist cops killing you. But Emanuel, on the face of it, it pisses you off. It makes you mad as hell when you see and hear black folks talking like Glenn, because there's no excuse. It's no excuse in this day and age with all the information, it's no excuse for you to even let words come out your mouth like that. Well, if you just do what you're told and comply, you go home. If that was the case, like you stated, a lot of people would be alive today. That is not the issue. Compliance is not the issue. I like to think that I got the answer to how to deal with police, and it goes simply like this.
Uh-oh.
I talk to the cops every day, and I'm considered to be a friend of the police, my son, my whole family, but we don't take no crap from the police.
Right.
I tell the cops all the time, as long as you respect that badge, I respect it. The minute you stop respecting that badge, that's the minute I stop respecting it, and I treat you like a thug. I tell cops that, and that is so real. If a cop is going to come up to you and be respectful and do his job, you should comply, and there generally is no issue, because black folks comply more than any other race. But if a cop is not going to come at you correct, you got to bring your A game. It's do or die right then. At that point, you got to tell yourself, this cop might try to kill me. I'm going to have to do what I got to do to go home. You got to tell yourself that, and you got to mean it with all your heart. If you know a cop that walk up to your car with his hand on his gun, when a cop walk up to your car swaggering with his hand on his gun, these are telltale signs that you're dealing with an idiot, a fool with a badge. So what do you do then? You do everything by the numbers. You don't give them no reason to get provoked. You show them your ID. But down here in Texas, we keep our gun close. They just passed a law in the Senate, the legislation, that you can carry your gun willy-nilly. You don't need a permit. The only thing you need a permit for is to carry it concealed. You can carry your gun as many as you want on your person, and ain't nobody got nothing they can say about you. You think the police ain't on notice, brother? You think they ain't on notice? And I'm going to tell you something. I think Texas got some of the best cops. I'm going to tell you straight out, I think Texas got some of the best law enforcement. Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Grand Prairie, Euless, Bedford. These agencies are very acutely aware of racism and how the public views them. These cops are doing their job. They real professionals. They know what time of day it is. Nobody is going to wait to call Al Sharpton. People going to take the law into their own hands. And the police are aware of that, man. The cops treat people down here damn good, Emanuel.
Well, Lawrence, that's not true. Again, I thank you for your call. I watch a number of videos. I told you I watch First Amendment on. So I watch a number of videos, and a number of those people are out of Texas. A number of Texas police departments have been sued for violating the law. They know the law. They just choose to violate it, and it happens on a regular basis. I mean, I could talk about Leon Valley. I could talk about Houston. I could talk about Turner versus Driver. I could talk about it. No, the police in Texas are no better than any police anywhere else. Police are police. Some bad stuff gonna happen. Some good stuff gonna happen. I got to take a break. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
In case you missed the Russ Parr Morning Show, here's what you missed. It's time for Russ Parr's Everyday Grocery Giveaway. Hi, who's this?
Michelle.
Are you familiar with sororities and, frats and stuff like that? Because I'm going to ask you a really tough question so we can get this $100. Are you ready?
Yes.
This one's highly researched. Spell AKA backwards.
AKA. Did she
say? Yeah, spell it backwards.
I'm telling you, I will. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. Listen to me. I'm telling you, I will let you on the air if you promise that you won't act like you got good sense when you go on the air. That's not true. You don't always act like you got good sense, but if you promise me you will, then I'll put you on. So if you just say, I promise I'll act good, I'll act like I got sense when I go on the air, then I'll put you on. No problem. I just want you to. So you won't. So you won't make that promise? Cause you be on air cussing. You be on air saying, yes. No, that is not true. No, that is not the only cuss word that you say. See, there you go. There's another word. You can't say that word on the air. So, okay, so you won't say any bad words on the air. Okay, well, hold on. I'll put you on hold. See, I be trying to work with people. I work with people. I just can't let people on here saying bad stuff. She promised. She promised I'll be saying bad stuff on the air. So I would let her on. Let's see. I'm doing a horrible job today interacting with you guys on the breaks. I think because of this internet, there is so much of a delay.
That's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it.
See, Justin, and again, thank you, Justin, for calling yesterday. Justin says police agencies are not all the same. There are officers policing on a $20,000 a year salary with very little training or equipment. Okay, that's true. That's true. And I'm not saying that all police officers or agencies are bad. I'm not saying that at all.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
Your daughter doesn't want to talk about why her room is a horrible mess. Your son doesn't talk about why he's wearing mismatching socks. Your spouse doesn't want to talk about their bad haircut. Families don't have to talk about everything.
Oh, let me.
But they should talk to Plan
The Buzz?
Pack basic supplies at the go bag.
Okay, what's your name?
Canned food, flashlights,
All right, Suge, hold on just a moment.
IDs, and some cash. Talk about where you'll meet in case you lose one another. Of course, don't forget to pack the dog treats.
All right, let's see.
Go to nyc.gov.
Got like 30 seconds until I go back on the air. I can't tell y'all who it is until they get on the air. Y'all would know exactly who it is. You will know exactly who it is. Let me see. Get ready here. Get ready here. Get ready here. All right, here we go.
.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
It's a new station, but we're still getting your mornings right.
Wake up with us every morning from 6 to 10.
Yeah, right here in the 513. It's the Russ Parr Morning Show on 101.5 The Buzz.
36 minutes after 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 3 o'clock this afternoon. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. 513-749-1230. We're talking about Andrew Brown Jr. They say, look, the shooting was justified. That's their terminology, not mine. the shooting was justified. I say it wasn't, based on the video that I saw, and that's if that's the actual video, if it hasn't been manipulated and all of that kind of stuff. If that's the right video, they still wasn't justified in shooting that man in the back of the head. And I brought up this story about two brothers who have, how did they classify them? Intellectually disabled half-brothers. They were convicted of raping and murdering an 11-year-old girl. They've been awarded together $75 million. $75 million. They'll get $31 million each, which is $1 million for every year spent in prison. And I was just curious. Would you, because we look at that and we're, oh, $75 million. Yeah, they winning. They spent 31 years in prison on death row. They not winning. They not winning. So, I want to know, would you, honestly, I don't really expect anybody to call in and say, I'd take $1 million for a year in jail, but you never know. There are people out there who would. Let me go to the phone. Ozzy, you're on the buzz.
Hey, brother, man, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling all right. Ozzy, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I just, first of all, man, the guy from California, you know, he'll touch on a subject and briefly you'll be in agreement with him, and then he just derails. Yeah, I mean, we've been having in the state of Ohio open carry. You don't have to have a permit to open carry a loaded weapon in Ohio for years.
Correct.
They just got it down there in Texas. Wow. And
no, they've had open carry in Texas. Texas is very I guess liberal would be the terminology with their gun laws. Like, they crazy about their guns.
Right. But I must have misunderstood him, because he said that the Senate down there just passed a law where they're allowed to open carry as long as you're not concealing it, is what he's saying. And so I agree with you. I'm pretty sure that the state of Texas you're allowed to carry a gun on holstered as long as it's not concealed for years as well. But, hey, Emanuel, the reason I'm calling is no way I'm going to get $1 million. I want $1 million for spending a year in prison. You know, the fact that the last time I was in jail was in the workhouse. I did some time in the workhouse a few times, and it taught me a lesson that if this is jail, this is hell.
Oh.
Excuse my language.
What were you in the workhouse for?
Well, back then it was for petty stuff, man. Nothing serious. But, you know, as a matter of fact, it was for not paying, a couple of times, not paying the ticket fine.
Oh.
And
what about the other times? How many times were you in the workhouse?
I think 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah. But,
what for real? What did you do?
Emmanuel, I don't want to say because I'm not sure.
Okay.
You know, it was petty stuff. It wasn't larceny. It wasn't for theft or anything like that.
You didn't hurt nobody or nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
So it was more than likely it had something to do with me driving.
Okay.
You know, and it wasn't driving dirty either.
I just wanted to be all up in your business. It's all good.
Right. But, you know, back then they had space enough to put a person in jail over stupid stuff. If you weren't able to pay your fine, the workhouse would accommodate. Now, I also want to say is that when these people are released from prison after serving 20, 30 years, that allows the person that actually committed the crime to go without punishment.
Yeah.
For 20 or 30 years, and they're able to continue to do the crime. So why is it that prosecutors are allowed to continue to get their not Social Security, but their retirement checks, knowing that the evidence that they put forth concealed the real evidence. And they were just too lazy or the police were too lazy to search for the person who actually committed the crime. And to me, that's a carnal sin, to allow, simply because you want a conviction, you will allow the person that actually commits murder to run free.
I
Can
agree.
be reelected.
I agree.
That's some evil stuff. And so that was the main point I wanted to make, man. Appreciate your time, bro.
Ozzy, I appreciate it. Again, I said yesterday, in cases of prosecutorial misconduct like that, you should get the sentence. Once it's found out that you intentionally withheld evidence or something like that, whatever sentence you were trying to get those people or that person convicted and sentenced to, that's what you should get. So if they came up to the fact that there was prosecutorial misconduct in this case, those guys were sentenced to death. I think that's what the prosecutor should get. 749-1230. Let me go back to the phone. Queen, you're on the buzz. Okay, I can't hear you.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, you got to come to the phone. Come to the phone.
All right, you can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, this is first and foremost, this is a stolen country. Stolen. Okay. And you aiding and abetting the laws by the people who stole this country.
Who's aiding and abetting?
People who getting shot. Now, first and foremost, the police, law enforcement is a business. It's a business. And it's running by the government and by the Crown of England. Now, the brothers who got killed in the last 2 years, what do they all have in common, Lawrence?
Hold on, are you talking to me?
Yeah, what they have in common? The brothers just got killed in the last 2 years.
But Bert, I'm not Lawrence. But I don't know. What do they have in common?
Physical strength. Now, let me give you a scenario here. Let me just give you a scenario. I was born and raised in Cincinnati.
Okay.
Going to Cutter, growing up. All my life, I had to face haters. Sisters, brothers who want to hate on me, and you pass down and you feel that hate. But if they put your hands on them, you going to kick their butt.
Okay.
You don't have no fear for them because you know what you can do. I ain't never lost a fight. But with those Germans that's killing these brothers, they feel the same way. But you know what? They know they'll get their butt kicked. Point blank. That's why they need these guns. All right?
Okay.
That's why they use them. Floyd, Mr. Brown, physical, strong strength is what's fearful of these Germans. They the only ones that's doing this. Not the Irish, not the Italians, not the Spaniards, just the Germans. They fear your physical strength. And you don't want to use it. You don't want to use it because the system's the one who gives it to you. And we the one have to deal with you on a daily basis. Now, all we got coming in this country is our daggone reparations, and the leaders who y'all vote in office, they're stealing it. They're stealing it as we speak.
You said they're stealing reparations?
Oh, yeah, they use the money for, like, the study. The study is what they say, and they pay that little study money. Oh. The same with what's going on with city council. They're all criminals. They all aid and abet the system, and they're robbing you as we speak. That money that they got, that little $29 million, should be going towards cars. Y'all should be out here getting some positive, hardcore, non-conforming, non-inferior people in office.
Hold on, Queen.
And tell Lincoln where to go to freaking hell, because he's the Jim Jones of that daggone needle.
Oh, okay. Is that it? Did you get out? Oh, I guess so. All right. Queen got it all out. Some of that I didn't understand. Some of it I did. Some of it she's on point. See, I try not to dismiss people just because, they're a little, You try not to dismiss people. And if you listen, there's some nuggets. It is a game. We got to study. We need to. Now, I'm not necessarily against the commission to study, even though I don't know that it's necessary. What are you studying? You know what this nation did. You can look at the system and see racism is still going on like crazy. Don't take that long to study. And it's just like these guys with these videos, these body cam videos. It didn't take, what has it been, like 6 weeks or something like that? It didn't take 6 weeks to look at that video and say, oh yeah, they justified. That didn't take 6 weeks to do. And it won't take them 3 years to look at the nation and the effect that slavery had on black people here in America and say, you know what, we owe them something. But so I agree, Queen, it's a game. They do this kind of stuff because, yeah, people get paid to do studies. People, yes, there is something to what she said. Let me take a quick break. It's the afternoon experience. Again, I didn't understand everything that she said. But, again, we all know I'm not that smart. So some stuff just be over my head. And I'm short. So, It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
Here's what you need to know with Sybil Wilkes.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. As Republican legislatures successfully pass more restrictive voting laws in hopes of the passage of a federal vote.
And look, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but some of what she said made sense. Some of what she said made sense. They don't need no long 5, 10, 20-year study to determine whether or not to give out reparations. That is a ploy for some people to make some money. Caller of the day, her and Lawrence. Apparently, I am Lawrence. Where did she get Lawrence? And she wouldn't. I tried to jump in, but she wouldn't hear me. But she kept her promise. She didn't say some of them words that she was saying to me during the call that she normally says on the air that I had to dump and then hang up. She didn't say any of those words. So as long as she stick to her word, I'll let her on. Edward Harris said he heard Ned B. Yeah, Ned B is on hold. Let's see. People on YouTube talking about hairlines. Hold on, are y'all talking about my hairline? I can't help it. It is what it is, That's the hairline. People keep thinking like my hairline is receding because it starts right there. I'll be like, my hairline is not receding. I got a picture. If you go to my Facebook, if you look through my pictures on Facebook, and I'm sorry for y'all who on YouTube, you have to go to my Facebook page. If you look through my pictures on Facebook, it's a picture of me. It's in black and white. That is my 7th grade class picture. And you will see this exact same hairline in that picture. So, yeah, my hairline's not receding. It's just always been right here. Always been right here.
Are shocked at the difference. They've been spending thousands more than they needed to for years. They weren't even educated as to what they were purchasing. Jewelers get very comfortable working with people after years and often take advantage of this. It doesn't matter what you've done 10, 20, or 100 years ago. What matters is what you're doing today. Shop your
let's see.
Don't risk overpaying by 30 or 40% for that diamond. Discover the newer, smarter, better alternative. Genesis Diamonds. More selection than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. You've got nothing to lose by shopping at Genesis Diamonds and everything to gain. On Montgomery Road, 1 block east of Kenwood Town Center. The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter.
I am
Can I tell you a cat joke?
looking at some other stuff. I do have a few other things that I want to discuss. Some of this stuff, though, I feel like I want to wait until Raven is here because I want to get her take on it. So I'm not going to discuss it today. But I was legit talking to a young lady, and she was complaining again about people asking her to smile. And I don't understand that. I hear a lot of sisters complain about this. Brothers saying, smile. You look so pretty when you smile. Why don't you smile? And that's offensive to them. I don't understand that. And I have to admit, the particular sister that I'm talking about, she doesn't always look angry. She's not necessarily angry all the time, but she, I don't know, something apparently happened to her as a kid. I don't know. She doesn't look like a pleasant person. Oh, I gotta go.
And views you won't hear anywhere else. 101.5 FM, The Buzz of Cincinnati.
Seven minutes to the top of the hour. 101.5, The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock. So I'm reading some. I glance over at the comments. If you didn't know, I stream live now every day. So you can go to my Facebook page and just search my name, Emanuel Livingston, and you'll see it there. Or you can go to YouTube and just search my name, Emanuel Livingston, and you'll see me there. You can go to either one of those, and every once in a while I glance over and I see a comment, and it makes me laugh. Now they capping on my hairline. Excuse me, I got hiccups. They capping on my hairline. That's terrible. Oh, I'm trying to fight back hiccups. See, this is horrible. You on air, what do you do about hiccups on air when they just hit you out of nowhere? I think I'm like the only talk show host that suffers from getting hiccups live on air. And they get triggered when I start laughing. So I'm not going to look at the comments or anything like that. Just breathe deeply and go to the phone. Suge, you're on the buzz.
Hey, how you doing, Emmanuel?
I'm doing all right.
Hey, first of all, the one guy took my glory about the open carry that we've had forever.
Yes.
And I agree with you on the Brown issue, and I also agree with you about the prosecutor.
Okay.
But now, I'm a AR-15 owner, and, it's fully ready for sniper. Sight and all. Can you imagine what would happen to me if I walked down the street strapped with that?
You'd be dead.
I'd be dead.
Yeah.
Police would surround me and probably kill me.
Yeah, they say they fear for their lives.
Correct.
While they were trying to disarm you of your completely legal weapon.
Correct, yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. And this may sound funny, but...
Don't make me laugh. I got hiccups.
Well, I want you to try it. This is about hiccups. Put both fingers, put your fingers in your ears for about 20 or 30 seconds and just breathe normally, and they should go away.
All right.
Give it a try.
All right.
All right. Have a great day.
Suge, I appreciate your call. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. 749-1230. Let me go right back to the phone. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about what's going on in the world. We're talking a little bit about, they announced today, the DA in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, announced that in the Brown Jr. shooting, they said the police were justified. So there would be no charges. There will be no charges. And that bothered me. There's a case, again, out of North Carolina where a couple of brothers were awarded in total $75 million. $75 million. They were charged, convicted, and sentenced to death wrongfully for the rape and murder of an 11-year-old girl in 1983. In 1983. And at the time, one of them was 19, the other 15. One 19, the other 15. So that's a thing that's happening right now. Let me go back to the phone. Mr. Mims, you're on the buzz.
Praise the Lord.
Word.
In the name of Jesus. Man, listen. Thanks for taking my call. I've been listening to the show. And I just want to let you know, and let the people know, until we come to the full understanding that these white redneck racist Nazis, I call them, are doing what they're doing, not only out of hatred, but white people can't stand for you to get under their skin. They don't mind the name calling. They don't mind you cussing them out. They don't care if you do go with their white girl. But to get under a white person's skin is his worst enemy.
How do you get under their skin?
You get under their skin by when they try to attack you or call you names, you ignore it and act like it ain't nothing.
I don't agree with you.
You don't have to. I don't care. Whether you agree with me or not, I don't care because I know what I'm talking about.
All right.
When white folks call you a name, a derogatory term, when white folks do things deliberately, knowing it's going to get to you, and you ignore it or pass it on, wave it by, that's what gets to them. And until we as a race of people learn to understand that and start, let us do us, let them do them, leave them folks alone. When they do things to agitate you, let it by.
Like what? Like, I mean, what are you talking about? I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Look, name some of the things that you hear blacks say when they call in about what happened when a cop give them a ticket to stop them unjustifiably.
They beat them.
Now,
so when they're beating me, I should just ignore them.
no, they don't beat you.
How you gonna tell me?
Listen.
What did they do to you? Didn't they slam you?
Yeah, they slammed me.
Why didn't you just ignore it?
I did ignore it. I did ignore it. They slammed me over some bus bags.
So once they slammed you, why didn't you just ignore getting slammed?
I did. I just protected myself from getting hurt.
Why don't you just ignore it? Don't protect yourself. Just ignore it.
What do you mean ignore it? How you going to ignore getting slammed?
Exactly. Thank you. That's my point. How you going to ignore all the things, all of the injustices? You can't.
Here's what you have to deal with. You can't understand.
Oh, boy.
There's a power greater than us. Them white folks are going to pay. These white cops with this hatred in their heart.
What does that? Hold on. But how does that? Hold on a second. Let me take this. I got a super quick break. Let me take this super quick break. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
WDBZ, Cincinnati, and Urban One Station. Minority controlled and operated, and serving the African American community for over 40 years. We are 101.5 The Buzz, your talk station.
It's 1 minute after. We're 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. You can also catch us on the AM dial on 1230 AM. And we're talking about some of the things that happen in our society where people are mistreated based on the color of their skin. And Mr. Mims is on the line, and he suggests that the best way to deal with it is you just ignore it. Police is beating you, just ignore it. Police arresting you, just ignore it. Police doing bad things, they shooting you, just ignore it. Just ignore it. And I asked him, why didn't he just ignore, like, when he got slammed? And then he said, how you going to ignore getting slammed? And I think we got a breakthrough. Mr. Mims.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now you help me. How do you ignore getting slammed or beaten or shot or arrested?
And just hold your little horses.
No.
When you get stopped by the police for any reason, and that Nazi all in your face, he knows damn well he's saying things that are hateful and hurtful. He knows this. You have to understand that white redneck Nazi, he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
And as long as you understand he knows what he's doing, you keep your cool. You keep your cool. You stand and look at this dirty rotten.
So that's what when you say ignore him, you mean just keep your cool.
Just keep your cool. Now,
So when he slam you, you just keep your cool.
wait a minute. There you go. Wait a minute. That's why he slammed me, because I kept my cool. He couldn't get under my skin. I got under his skin. And then after he slammed me, and they grabbed me, and I told him, I said, sir, I was trained in Vietnam to fight two men at one time and kill one of them by hand.
How did that go?
He said, you threatened to kill me? I said, no.
It sounds like a threat to me.
I said, I'm not threatening you. I'm not warning you, officer. He said, well, if you ain't threatening me or warning me, what are you doing? I said, I'm promising you.
That sounds like a threat.
Wait a minute. I said, I'm promising you. I'm going to take you where they take people like you.
What?
And he said, what you mean? You're going to take me where they take people like me? I said, straight to hell.
Oh, my goodness.
That's where we going.
Oh, my goodness.
And you do
what
it
does
again.
that even mean?
What?
What does that mean?
That means...
If you tell somebody, and I'm not asking just even in terms of the police, because that sounds like something I might want to use one of these days, but I got to know what it means.
like you. Straight to hell.
What does that mean?
That means we going to hell, buddy. You do it again. That means all bets off.
Oh, my goodness.
That means you put your hands on me again like you did. It's over.
What's over?
The game we playing.
What? Oh.
All rules are off.
You trying to play coy.
In other words, I'm going to see what your ass made of.
So, in other words, you was threatening him.
That's not a threat. There's a difference in a threat and a warning. I'm not warning him. I'm not threatening him. I'm making him a promise.
That's a threat.
That's not a threat.
It is.
It's a promise. We going to hell.
But the question is, why didn't you just ignore it?
I was ignoring him.
Right, but then he slammed you, and you say, when they slam you, you just ignore it.
When he slammed me, I still ignored him. They called me the N-word, stepped on my glasses.
No, you didn't.
I called ignoring him.
You know that, but Jimmy, Mr. Mims. Hold on, Mr. Mims, Mr. Mims. I think I'm just trying to make the point to you that saying ignore it is not the answer. It's not the answer.
Ignore it. See,
that's exactly what you said.
You got a way of
repeating what you said. I have a way of repeating your words.
Okay. Look, let's back up. Stop. Park the car. Put the car in park. Real quickly.
Hold my horses.
It don't take long.
Whoa.
Listen.
Whoa.
When you're confronted by the police for any reason, first off, officer, why did you stop me? And officer, what is our business? He said, well, you ran the lights. You got to tell her. Blah, blah. He all excited. You know he's doing wrong. You know he's a Nazi. He's facing a Nazi.
Oh, my goodness.
And on top of that, real quick, where's the black policeman? How come our black policemen, when we get a call
black policemen are out there, and a lot of them are doing the exact same thing.
No, blacks don't treat us like that.
What? Oh, my. Oh.
Listen.
Oh, you don't make me just.
Let me tell you something. When when a black cop come back in the day, even now, they just like our teachers. We had black teachers in Bloom School and Taft. The black teacher would excuse all the white students to go clean the eraser or take something down to the office. He would get all the white students out of the class.
Mr. Mims.
He could tell us
Mr. Mims.
like a bunch of N-words.
Mr. Mims.
Yes.
All right, you talk about something that happened in the 1920s.
I'm just trying to tell you how.
Hold on. Let me. I don't want to talk about what happened in the 20s.
I'm trying to tell you how we deal with each other.
Hold on. Let me tell you what happened to me last year.
What happened to you?
You know, I've told this story a million times, so I'm going to give you the really short version.
I'm going to tell you what you should have done. Can I do that?
Okay, go ahead. Tell me what I should have done.
Tell me what you done.
I went to a protest, and I went to the media section, and I was discriminated against by black police officers, not allowed to go where the white media was. They asked to see my press credentials, which I showed them, and then they still told me you can't go over there with the white media. These were black officers. I had to, thanks to one of the people who was watching the Facebook Lives, I asked for a supervisor because, believe it or not, in that moment, sometimes, you know, you don't really think clearly. And so somebody said, ask for a supervisor. And then I was like, no, you know what? That's right. I asked for a supervisor. And then the white supervisor came over and said, let me see your media credentials. I here you go. He said, well, what? What's the problem? Just going over there with the media. I said, well, he said, I'm not allowed to. The black officers said I wasn't allowed to. So don't tell me that the black officers don't act the same way, because they do.
Okay, now, I heard what you said. I've had the same situation. Wait a minute, by a black officer who came up because he heard over the radio me talking to the white officer, telling him, officer, it's not going to be pretty, because I'm going to get a whooping if I stand here. I'm going to get a whooping if I fight back. So, officer, we going to hell. Well, the black officer pulled up, jumped out of the car. Hey, I heard what you said, ma'am. Officer, I heard what you said. Get up against the car. What? Well, the black officer, I did what he said. He said, you don't be talking to an officer like that. I said, officer, I'm glad you're here, because I can straighten this out. Well, and I told the officer what happened, blah, blah, blah. He said, well, you don't respect the police. I said, I do respect the police. I got a nephew.
Oh, my goodness.
But anyway, my point is,
yes.
Deal with the situation when it's confronted you.
Oh, I thought your point was just ignore it. So, okay.
Ignore the racism. Ignore what's going to tee you off. Try to wave that off. Ignore this here idiot coming at you because you know he's a Nazi. You know these white cops.
All right.
If you line up 10 white policemen, 8 of them are Nazis, and one of them's a racist.
I somehow knew you was going to say something inappropriate. No, I don't know that to be true. Mr. Mims said that. You just pulled that number out of nowhere.
No, but wait, listen.
You just pulled that number out of nowhere.
You always say I pull numbers out of nowhere.
You did.
But listen, I'm going to tell you something.
All right.
I'm going to tell you something.
Real quick. Real quick.
Because we black are positive and have done positive things in this nation.
Okay.
These white people and these white policemen, and like I said, and I've been called a liar for it, I know you're going to cut me off when I say it.
Nobody called you a liar.
Wait a minute, listen, I'm going to tell you what I said.
Liar.
I said, and I'll say it again.
All right.
There are white people in this nation, in America, because of what you do, they judge all blacks by the bad of others, of all of us.
Certainly there are some who do that.
They do that. Now,
certainly some.
With that said, knowing and keep that in your heart, remember this.
All right.
When they judge you like that, what you do is what I'm saying. Ignore it.
Ignore it. All right. Mr. Mims, I appreciate your call.
Thank you for taking my call.
All right. That was Mr. Mims. Just ignore it. Again, to his and by his own words, it's kind of hard to ignore it when you're getting body slammed. I'm not just talking about people saying stuff. I don't care about that. I'm walking down the street saying something. That's not what we're talking about today. That man got shot in the back of the head. It's kind of hard for him to just ignore it. What are you talking about? Ned, you're on the buzz.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm always doing good, but thanks for being nice to ask. Look, I totally agree, man. I mean, I guess we're going, and that's the idea, the master plan, they'll get used to it. If we just keep killing them.
Ned?
Get used to it.
Ned?
Yes, sir?
You sound ever so slightly muffled. Are you on a speakerphone or a Bluetooth or something?
I'm in a castle, and I got a mask on, so I'm going to take the mask off. Is that better?
Did you say you in a castle?
Yes, sir. Mr. Irma Frank? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in a castle.
I don't even want to know what that means. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I agree with you. You know, like I say, how can you get over it and you got a bullet in the back of your head? Did they find a gun? Did they find any drugs? Was he the kingpin that they were looking for? No, and no. But no charges. Go figure. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yes, Emanuel.
What? I just said I agreed with your agreeance with me. I just said yeah.
No, I thought you said Ned. And you wanted me
I
to
said yeah.
let
See,
you
I
in.
sound muffled to you too. Something wrong with your phone. But go ahead.
Where's Raven when you need her? Oh, God.
She can fix your phone?
Okay. No, don't.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
So I agree. The only thing I can tell all of my other black brothers, see, I'm a black guy, man. You probably didn't know that. You think I was white guy?
I did not.
Did you consider me to be a white guy?
I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
Okay. Just hold on, man. We gonna get to the Katie bar.
To the what?
Now, what I want to know, what did Glenn do to you that got you all riled up with him?
I'm not riled
I thought y'all was buddy pals.
I'm not riled up. He said some things that I don't agree with. I don't think is good to be saying to people. But it's not that big of a deal. I got nothing against Glenn. He's a good dude. We just disagree on some things.
But you slammed him and jammed him, man. What? I mean, buddy pals can do that?
We disagree on some things.
Oh. Well, I didn't hear.
Look.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
If I disagree with you, that don't mean I don't like you. That don't mean I got beef with you. You say your piece, say my piece. Typically time and reason bears out that I'm right. And let me finish.
Yeah.
Every once in a while bears out that I'm wrong, but those times are very rare. And we disagree, we bump heads, and then we move on.
So Glenn think it's okay for the guy to get shot in the back of the head. He should have just took the bullet in and then go to court and tell him he didn't do nothing. I got the bullet still in my head. That's what Glenn was saying? Well,
while I don't speak for Glenn, I would imagine that what Glenn's response to that is based on the conversation that we had today would be that, number one, the guy shouldn't have committed any crimes. And had he not, potentially sold drugs to a law enforcement official, he would not have been a target of a search warrant. But even though he was, he should have probably just given up and gotten out of the car and, in essence, took his lumps, got arrested the way that he should have. But when he drove away, I would imagine Glenn would say he shouldn't have driven away. And so him getting shot in the back of the head, he brought it on himself. And so what?
Well, Glenn is out of his...
But hold on, again, Glenn didn't... That's my interpretation of what Glenn might say. I'm not telling you that's what Glenn did say.
Well, I'm telling you, if that's any interpretation of Glenn's response to that is, he out his freaking mind. Maybe he didn't have his second cup of coffee. Glenn, cool dude. The guy's really smart and intelligent.
But Ned,
Ned, can I get mine out? Can I get it out?
No. Here's why. Because I'm a reasonable guy. Here's why. Because you fussing at Glenn based on something Glenn didn't say. Call Glenn
I'm not fussing.
You really are.
I'm just See, you misinterpreting, probably like you misinterpreted Glenn.
Right. So then don't come on here to vent your frustration with Glenn based on something he didn't even say. Just tell me what you think.
I think if he said that, it's freaking mine.
But we're not talking
about... Let me tell you what I think.
Yes.
Can I get it out?
But if you will start...
See, Emanuel.
Hold on. I got to put you on hold. But because I got to take a break. I want you to do two things when we come back. We're going to be real quick, Mr. B. Number one, tell me what you think. And number two, stop saying, I don't know why, but that bothers me when you do it. If I say something and you say, it bothers me. And I don't want to be bothered quite like that, all right? So I'm going to take a quick break. Hold on, Vernon, CK, Ned, Ted, and I have a line available for you. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
The Buzz of Cincinnati is with you wherever you are. Just download the Buzz app.
All right. I want to give him an opportunity to get his point out and then let him go. And Glenn says he didn't say anything close to that. Oh, Glenn, I have your opinion so down that it don't even make sense. I can understand why he thought he was arguing with you. Oh, Ned hung up. He didn't want to get this rest of his point out. So I'm comfortable with that. But Glenn, here's what I said that you believe. That I believe that you believe. Number one, he shouldn't have committed a crime. So take it point by point. Number one, you don't believe he should have sold drugs to undercover officers or whatever he was accused of doing. Am I right on point number one? Yes. Trust me, it'll take too long. The delay is on Facebook is so long. It's not even funny. Number two, okay, if you committed the crime and the police come up to you to arrest you, go ahead and get arrested. When they pull out and pull guns on you and say you under arrest, get out of the car and be arrested. Okay? That's number two. You don't believe that, Glenn? Yes or no? Number two, am I on point with what you believe? And number three, when you start running from the police and you get shot in the back of the head because you ran from police instead of giving up, you brought that on yourself. You should have just given up. And, oh well, you don't stand behind that type of behavior. Am I off base on either one of those 3 points? If I'm not off base on either one of those 3 points, I'm 100% on point with what you believe.
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. All along the forest, can you see this?
And then Glenn on there talking about my hair. I ain't worried about you, Glenn, talking about my hair. That don't bother me. Let's see. Mr. D. Foster on YouTube, he says YouTube is ahead of Facebook. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's again, something is going on with the internet here. There's nothing I can do about it, but something is going on. And I got it. I made some adjustments to the best of my ability. Let's see. Glenn says I'm mad because he makes me look bad the way he made Ken Anderson look bad. Okay, Glenn. If that's what you believe, you got a right to believe it. But trust me, I'm not mad at you even a little bit. And if you think you make me look bad, okay. I'm not going to argue the point. I learned there's certain things you don't argue, right? Excuse me. Like, if a guy walked up to me and said, I believe you're purple and 9 feet tall, I'm not going to spend my time arguing with him. I'm not purple. You can say, I'm not purple, and I'm only 5'5". Well, you never. Okay, if that's what you want to believe, you can believe that. It's so ridiculous that you got a right to believe it. I'm not going to. Certain things you just don't argue.
There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection.
Okay. So they don't want Ned to call back. Ned was frustrated. He was unreasonably frustrated. I don't even know what his frustration was about. I was minding my own business, just trying to, get him to clarify stuff for me. Just clarify. Oh, let's see. Let me find a song. See, y'all know me. I'm a 90s R&B guy. But I don't have a lot of 90s R&B instrumentals. I like instrumentals as my bumper music.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. 101.5 FM, 1230 AM, WDBZ, the buzz of Cincinnati.
23 minutes after. 101.5, the buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Let me give you this rundown and then go to the phones. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's the Parr Morning Show. Get up to par with Russ Parr and the crew. They play good music. They talk about relevant topics. They're funny. You don't want to miss it. It's the Russ Parr Morning Show. 10 a.m. to noon, simply the best show on radio. It's the Lincoln Ware Show. Lincoln's talking about everything and everybody. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Well, okay. It's a few people that's safe. You're not going to come on Lincoln Ware Show and say nothing bad about Charlie Winburn. You're not going to come on Lincoln Ware Show and say nothing bad about Alicia Reese. You're not going to come on Lincoln Ware Show and say nothing bad about 3CDC. You're not going to come on Lincoln Ware Show and say nothing. He's got a list of people. The majority of them are white. But he got some black ones that he going to defend. So Lincoln's talking about everything and almost everybody black. It's the Lincoln Ware Show. It really is the best show on radio. You want to check it out, 10 a.m. to noon. Of course, noon to 3, you got this, what's going on here. 3 to 6, Al Sharpton. One of the most well-known civil rights figures of our time. He's a preacher. The man ran for president. He knows his politics. He knows his civil rights. He knows his laws. Check out Keeping It Real with the Reverend Al Sharpton. Of course, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, you'll get a replay of the Lincoln Ware Show. 8 to 11, you'll get a replay of this show. And then 11 to 2, you get a replay of Al Sharpton. 2 o'clock to 6 a.m., some of the best gospel music you've ever heard. Just stay right here. It's 101.5 FM, 1230 a.m., the buzz of Cincinnati. Of course, Andrew Brown Jr. shot and killed by police, shot in the back of the head. And the DA in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, says it's justified. That's kind of what we're talking about. Let me go back to the phone. Vernon, you're on the buzz.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Walked away and I come back and Ozzy was almost confessing to why he really went to jail. Did he tell you?
He said it was some petty stuff. He said, I believe him. It was some petty stuff.
Well, we're going to leave it at that, then, because there's only one person who can probably tell us, and that's the kid. But to your point of when you first started the show, what do we tell our children? And you've known me for years, and I've always been an advocate of, have your stuff in order, do what they ask you to do, yes sir, no sir, and get on with the day. But now it's like you got to have a camera in the car. You got to. It's almost like you got to be praying that you can just get away. Because to be honest with you, like I said once before, I don't know what to say. I don't know what, to do. I had a friend of mine, and just so happened that you brought this up, calls me Saturday night. He says, can I get dropped off at your house? He done got arrested out here. Got a DUI. They brought him here, and this was Monroe. And I think that the reason that he got brought here is because he acted like he had some sense. But let's say if he didn't have any sense, was drunk and acting a fool, he could have been shot. They could have feared for their life. I don't know how you fear for your life in a truck that's driving away from you. I knew they was going to find the cops, not to say that shooting was justified down there. I knew that was going to happen from Jump Street. I don't even know why they bothered. I know why they bothered. Someone did lose their life, but I knew that was going to happen. But I just still, feel like it's getting to the point not to where we're going to start killing cops like people down in Texas think we should start doing. But I think it's going to get to the point where something's got to start happening to them. When their kids start, like you said earlier, like when their kids start getting shot up, when their kids, then maybe they'll see. As long as if it's not happening to them, they're not going to get what's been happening to us. And only how right now things have been getting exposed is because of technology. If not for the cell phones, they wouldn't think any of this stuff was happening.
Right.
This stuff's been going on for a long time. It didn't just start. They've been shooting us in the back and lying on us and locking us up, and holding the evidence. And I feel like this on the other topic you were talking about. Why aren't these prosecutors locked up when they put people in jail for nothing? That would stop that. It would stop it in a minute. It would be like, no, here's the evidence right here, because that's something that's been going on since the 30s.
Yeah.
It just didn't start. So I just think with the technology we have, that's exposing a lot of stuff, and until it starts happening to, unfortunately, I hate to agree with you on it and say it like this, until it starts happening to these white kids, that's when they'll see it. I won't ever say it's time to go to war with police. It's time for black people to have arms and let's go fight and have a war. I'm never going to say that, because that doesn't get us anywhere. Mm-hmm. But I think that's where that will.
But let me ask you this, Vernon. Let me ask you this real quick. If you're in a situation where you've done nothing wrong, and you're armed, and a police officer, you feel that police officer is getting ready to kill you, defend yourself, or would you just go down?
Yeah, no, I got to start fighting. I got to. I just can't. If I'm fearing for my life at that point, I got to start fighting back. I got to try to survive this moment here so I can tell my side of the story.
Yeah.
I just can't let the dude beat me to a bloody pulp and go ahead and make up his story. And I'm laying there in a coma talking about, no, y'all got to figure out a way for me to communicate. No, if I'm in that situation, then I got to fight back.
And I think that's what I hear when I hear people saying at some point we have to fight back, or we have to, we got a right to say we fear for our lives as well. That's what I'm not just hearing people saying, hey, let's go to war with police. But, my life is just as valuable as yours.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing that gets me all the time is when I hear that, the cops like, well, hold on, partner. You chose that career. You picked that. And you wanted to carry that gun and badge, but it came with some rules. And if you don't want to abide by the rules, then all of a sudden your life is more important than mine. No, you don't know what I got to deal with. I got a wife and kids and a house just like you do. Just because I'm a truck driver, don't mean I don't deserve to find things in life, and I'm not going to let you take them away from me because you're having a bad day. No, it don't really work like that. But like I say, I've had a lot of dealings in my life with police all over the country when I drove over the road. never had that situation. And the one time when I did, was suspected of doing something to somebody, you know, it went in my favor. I didn't have to go to the workhouse, you know. But you know, but like I said, time is a totally different time right now. You know, where I mean, I just knew, you know, hey, you know, they're not going to do nothing to those cops. You know, they're going to say he was running away. They feared for their life. I don't even know why they went through what they went through. You know, but that's all I have, brother. I'll talk at you.
Vernon, I appreciate it. 749-1230. Hold on just a moment, CK. You in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
Because we've got so much to talk about, giving you more ways to listen at 101.5 FM.
Oh, boy. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be tired after I do everything. I wouldn't necessarily trade it. It's not. I used to work at a factory, so I don't be tired like after working at the factory tired. But I do be kind of tired. Yeah. Get CK in here so he can scream at me and somehow defend Bill Cosby. I don't know how he always works defending Bill Cosby into the conversation. Somehow he does. Let's see, on YouTube, Barbara says the internet is acting crazy everywhere. Is it really? This just one of those things? Lamont says there's open war on black people, and I feel that. I can't say factually that's the case, but I can say that's how I feel. I feel like I'm at war, even though it's not me specifically. Which I know drives some people crazy. That drives some people crazy. How do you feel like you at war? I don't know, man. Call me crazy. I'm just like, these are my people. So if my people going through it, even when they wrong, because let me accept for just a minute. That officer or those officers did actually buy drugs from Andrew Brown Jr. And he was wrong. And they were there legitimately to make an arrest. Okay. Arresting. If he drives away, let him drive away. Y'all got cars, radios, helicopters, just networks of people and resources. Just like y'all got him today, y'all be able to run up on him unexpectedly sometime and get him. And the fact that it happens and you end up killing the man, again, that resonates with me. Even though it's not me. Even though if I accept everything they say, he was wrong. Even if he was wrong. I don't know, maybe he's just, and I can't help it. I mean, I can't help identifying with him. Because I know it can be me. And so if we don't stop them when they do it to what some people would say the least of us, what's going to stop it when they do it to us? Let me see. Okay, I got about 15 seconds. I need to pick a song. Oh, come on. No R. Kelly. I need to delete that stuff out of here. Oh, keep going, keep going. Oh, it's at the top. I'm not going to have time to get to it. Oh. Messed that one up. All right, I'm back.
It's all good, baby.
Shake it.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
37 minutes after 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Got about 20-something minutes to get there. Let me just go right back to the phone. If you don't know what we're talking about, what are you so late to the party for? What? Come on. You got to do better. Let me go to CK. Hey, you're on the Buzz.
Yeah, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right.
Yes, sir, man. Like, you got to remember, though, white people, they hate us because we black. Black people hate us because we woke up this morning. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you was having a discrepancy with, like, the black cops and the white. You know, the white cops, they hate you just because you're black. The black cops just hate, black people in general. They just hate you because you woke up. They got, like, a natural born hate. You know what I mean?
See, I don't agree with you, CK. And my distinction is ever so it's not much of a distinction, but I believe that some of the black police officers treat us this way, not because they're trying to impress the white officers and stuff like that, but just because that training kicks in. And I really do believe there's something with police training where, if you go in there and you're not like really strong-minded, if you short-brained like me sometimes, if you're not really strong-minded, they can sell you on the fact that black people are bad and black people are the enemy and this is the way you deal with them and this is the way you handle them. And then when you get out there on the street, you see them and you don't even identify them as black people. You identify them, your training kicks in, and whatever they told you in that training, that's how you identify them.
Yeah, because it's your personal experience. See, I don't know how old you are, but do you know a singer by the name of Michael Jackson from back in the day?
I've heard of him.
Now, this guy was totally a black man, right? He got so enamored and hatred for his people, he turned himself into a white woman.
No,
just like,
no.
You remember?
No, Michael Jackson had vitiligo.
There you go.
And his skin grew those patches on it, and so yeah, he had to deal with that. I mean, it sounds crazy, but as Michael Jackson, he didn't feel like he could be out there with the discoloration on his skin, so he had to do something to get it together.
So now you see Serena Williams is starring as Mrs. Doubtfire.
But now that I still don't understand that picture. Yes.
Yeah, you see that? These are our leaders. They are. We hate it. The hatred is from within.
Hold on, wait, CK. Michael Jackson and Serena Williams are not our leaders.
What? MJ off the wall?
He is not a leader. He was a wonderful entertainer.
They don't really care about us.
Oh my goodness.
Do you remember he got assassinated, sir? They assassinated that man, took his masters from the Beatles. He had Eminem masters. He had the Beatles masters. They took that boy life, and remember he said, they don't really care about us. You have to remember. Serena.
He is not. He is not and was not one of our leaders.
But Serena Williams, the greatest tennis player of all time.
She's a great tennis player, not one of our leaders.
And you see what she did to us. Threw the black men under the bus and turned into Mrs. Doubtfire. She looked like, what's that boy name? Roger Clemens out there. Head swollen up like Barry Bonds. You see her complexion?
I saw the picture that you're talking about, and I was disturbed by it. I mean, I talked about it, last week. But again, my contention with you on this is that those people are not our leaders, and I don't. I would never classify them that way. I don't have a problem with Serena marrying a white man if that's what she chooses to do.
Reddit?
I don't have no problem with that.
What about O.J. Simpson? Is he a leader or is he not a leader?
No, he's not no leader.
That big old swole head he done got us to the. Listen what he did, man. You seen he went to jail for a crime he didn't commit. Just because he was married to a white woman, they set him up for a double homicide.
But O.J. is, again, he was not a leader. Never was a leader. What? Why? Hold on. I part of me think it might just be you. You really look at celebrities as your leaders?
They is running. Jay-Z, Sean Carter. Do you remember him? Beyonce?
But you really look at celebrities. Now it makes sense. Now some of this stuff makes sense to me. CK, just from me to you. Please stop viewing celebrities as your leaders, okay?
So you telling me The Rock is not a celebrity?
He is a celebrity.
There you go.
But
Ronald
he's not.
Reagan.
But he's not. Again, you're confusing celebrity with leader.
But they future leaders. Remember, Ronald Reagan was a movie star that became governor, that became president. This is the path that you're on. Donald Trump was a celebrity that became president. This is America, sir. You forgot the country you was born in.
CK, it sounded to me like you part of the problem.
Sir, the problem is the black people, we hating each other. We don't support each other. So when I try to defend another black man, I get shamed. You understand? They set up Michael Jackson. They set up O.J. Simpson. They set up Tracy Hunter, Bill Cosby. But you don't want to believe this?
Oh, my goodness.
We getting took out from the inside out.
Hold on, stop. Because one of those don't fit. It's like one of those little things they used to give you when you was in grade school, and they would put like 3 different things. Like one of them would be an apple, one of them would be an orange, one of them would be a banana, and then one of them would be a car engine. And they'd be like, which one of these don't fit? And you're supposed to pick the car engine. You can't say to me, they set up Michael Jackson. They set up O.J. Simpson. They set up Bill Cosby. They set up Tracy Hunter. Tracy Hunter does not, she does not fit in that category.
She's black just like them. You got to stop overlooking. She's a minority just like them. They want to bring her down because of her success, sir.
No,
you got to understand as a black person. Remember, he sent so many black people to college. He sent black boys and girls to college, so they took them out. They took them out the game.
CK.
You got to fight for his rights, man. Don't let him do that to no senior citizen. He 86, man.
How did I know it was going to come to CK, look. Tracy Hunter doesn't fit in there, not because she's black.
She's innocent.
Not because she's a woman.
Like the rest of them.
Not because but because, number one, yes, she's innocent. Number two, she wasn't set up because she's a celebrity. She was an actual.
Because she's black.
CK.
She's more successful than all of them.
God. CK. She was an actual leader.
Yes.
Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, OJ, they are not. You're looking up to the wrong people, man.
But sir, if you send multiple black people to college that you don't know, you are a leader. You're doing a great thing to your community. You don't think that's good to send black kids to college? That's not a good thing to do for your community, sir?
Oh, my goodness.
Why are you not giving them credit for sending these youthful people to college, sir?
Dude,
these are leaders.
CK, I'm going to ask you a question. I don't mean this to be offensive, okay? So will you promise not to take it offensively?
No offense taken.
Do you have a mental problem?
Listen, I was born retarded, but that's besides the point.
Okay.
Listen, retardation is good. This is America, but you have to live your truth. Ain't nothing wrong with being retarded. You seen what Forrest Gump did with it. Took it away to the millions. You hear me? Cast away.
And CK, just to be clear before I let you go, because I gotta let you. You're like really serious about this. To you, Michael Jackson, O.J. Simpson, Bill Cosby, Jay-Z, they are your leaders.
Don't forget about the main one, Pat Mahomes, LeBron James.
Oh, my God.
You remember LeBron James? That boy still doing stuff for Cleveland.
Yeah, the one who dressed up as a gorilla on the cover of the magazine.
With the white girl. There you go. We go through our...
That's your leader. Let me take a break. I got to take a break. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
12:30 a.m. The Buzz of Cincinnati is your talk station.
Let's go!
From 6 to 10 a.m., it's the Russ Parr Morning Show.
Getting your mornings right. Yeah, it's the Russ Parr Morning.
And he's serious. Like, he is legit serious. Those are his leaders. Those are the people that, you know, he kind of looked to for guidance and direction. And I knew somehow Bill Cosby, him defending Bill Cosby would come into it. But it makes sense now. It makes sense now. He defends Bill Cosby because Bill Cosby is one of his leaders. Bill Cosby really is somebody that he look at and look up to. So he'll look past his wrongdoing because he sees the other value in him. He's a celebrity. Y'all thought I was making it up. Y'all didn't know. I'm telling you, I knew Bill Cosby was coming into it. I don't be making this stuff up, and I'm not gonna get caught off guard. I'm gonna choose me a song right now. Let's see. Looks like Blade might actually be busy today because he ain't going crazy in the chat on YouTube. If y'all could see the stuff that he be posting on YouTube, he posts so much stuff.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. You are intelligent. You make all the right decisions. You were smart with school, and you made it crooked.
Y'all leave CK alone.
And you are so very clever. I bet you already knew I was going to say that, you genius. There, don't you feel better? You'll also feel better when you hear you could save big when you switch to Progressive. But I'm pretty sure you already knew that, too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Vernon, I'm certain that I don't want to drink. I don't drink. Well, I do actually need a drink. It won't be alcohol, though. I went almost 3 hours without drinking anything. All right, let's see. I'm about out of here. Like I said, I want to wait till Raven comes in here, talk about the smiling thing. And then just real quick. And I don't know if this just happens to me, but I keep going, when I go to the drive-thru to, pick up stuff, like I stopped and got a sandwich on the way to work. And at the drive-thru, a lot of gay dudes work at the drive-thru, right? Don't ask me how that became a big-time job for them. But it'd be a lot of gay dudes at the drive-thru. None against gay dudes. But why do they always try to stare deep into your eyes when they take your card and give you your stuff? I just, I'll be like, okay, here's my card. They be like trying to avert my eyes, like, stop. Are you trying to hypnotize me? It drives me crazy. I look away, like, why you? Am I the only one that happens to? 8 minutes. 8 minutes to the top of the hour. 101.5, the Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And I got, 7.5 minutes to go. Let me go to the phone. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Rick, you're on the Buzz.
Oh, how you doing, Emmanuel?
Rick, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I had the only really bad experience I had with police officers, I guess.
Hold on, Rick. Hold on. Do me a favor.
What?
All right. Think about what you're about to say, okay? Don't say it yet. Just think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got it?
Yeah.
You know the story you about to tell?
Yeah.
All right. So you should be able to just tell it without, having to think about it and all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead.
I said the only really bad experience I had with cops was when I got pulled over, and I couldn't understand why, because I knew I wasn't speeding, and it was about a suspension that I didn't know about, because back in those, this was like back 10 years ago, they had a way of reading people's license tags. They had those cameras that could read your plates, and I didn't know it. And that's why he pulled me over. It popped up that I was suspended. Well, I got upset about that. Well, anyway, I went to court and I got that all straightened out.
Okay.
But other than that, the older cops, they were cool. But it's the ones that are the baby boom, the cops in our generation. Those are the ones that may have some attitude problem. But the older cops, when you get pulled over, polite and everything, and when you, especially if you're kind of uptight, and they can tell you're uptight and nervous by them pulling you over, they were pretty accommodating,
They'll do what? Hold on, they'll do what?
I say when the older cops are accommodating.
Oh, they're accommodating. Okay.
Yeah, they're accommodating. One time I was in an accident over there by Bowden Boop. I bumped into this lady. Instead, I was trying to stop this guy from coming into my lane right there at Bowden Whooper. Instead of paying attention to the car in front of me, I was looking at the car beside me, and I bumped into this lady. And that was the first accident I ever had. That was the first accident I had that was my fault. And I was riding with my grandmother because I was taking her to work. And this old cop showed up. I mean, you could tell a guy been on the police force for 25 or 30 years.
Yeah.
He's like a pretty old man. And he almost just, the cop didn't even give me a ticket. He said, I could see what happened here. I mean, because you would go across the light, and the lady in front of you, she slammed on the brakes because somebody stopped in front of her too quick. Somebody did, and he almost just let me go without a ticket. It was an old white cop,
Hold on. So Rick,
well, yeah.
So what's the point that you made with those stories?
All I'm saying is that if people have bad.
Hold on. Stop.
The cops with
hold on,
bad attitudes
stop.
are the baby boomers.
Rick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Stop. Okay, do me a favor. And for just a moment, just think about the point that you want to make. Like, come up with a sentence or two. All right? Don't say it yet. Just think about it. Hold on. Don't say Rick. Hold on. Don't say it yet. Just think about it. Because I want you to just be able to just say it and then get it all out in one sentence, so you don't have to stop in the middle and then gather your thoughts and then stop like 3/4 of the way through and then gather your thoughts. So I want you to think of the sentence. Say it in your head. Just say it to yourself. All right? You got it?
Yeah.
Have you said it to yourself?
Yeah.
All right. Say the point that you want to make.
The cops with the bad attitudes are the ones in our generation, the baby boomers. The cops those are the ones with attitude problems.
Okay.
The older ones were cool.
All right.
But that's all I'm saying.
All right. All right.
And as long as you don't jerk around I don't know everybody's situation, but if you're not making any kind of sudden moves, if they don't pull your license, if they pull your license up and you're not dirty, you don't have any kind of suspensions or anything, well then you got nothing to worry about. I mean, if you don't have any kind of warrants or anything like that, what's the problem?
Yeah. All right. Rick, I appreciate your call.
Yeah.
All right. That's Rick. And Rick says, look, if you ain't got nothing to worry about, you ain't got no warrants, there's not a problem. That's not necessarily true. Although, again, I understand how there are apparently a number of people who believe that. But I'm here to tell you that there are people who have gotten hemmed up when they did nothing wrong. They didn't have any warrants. They didn't even commit a violation to be over. Believe it or not, it happens. It does happen. All right, I don't have time to screen this call. I'm going to just put them on the air. Let's see how this goes. The Buzz, you're on the air.
Yes, Mr. Crowell here. What's going on?
Yes, Mr. Crowell. How you doing?
I'm hanging in. You can do everything absolutely right. You still got some worries and concerns.
Yes.
I guess I'm what you call a model citizen. If I get pulled over by the police, I got concerns.
Yes.
That's all I got to say.
All right. I appreciate the call. All right. That was Mr. Crowell. He even has concerns. Let me see. Let me get ready. Let me talk myself through this. Let's play the music because I'm getting ready to get out of here, y'all. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I appreciate me for, doing all of the technical stuff over here. I also appreciate me for answering the calls and, doing all of that kind of stuff. Al Sharpton is up next. But again, I do have to say two things real quick. Number one, celebrities are not leaders. They're just famous people. A lot of them are really good at something. They have a skill, a talent, whatever, and we can admire that talent. But they're just people who we probably shouldn't be looking up to for leadership unless you want to go into that field. And then they may be, you can model yourself after, or maybe model their work ethic or something like that. And number two, bad things can happen to anybody. If you act right, that's no guarantee that you're not going to get hemmed up. So please get out of that mindset. Please. My time is up, y'all. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
WDBZ, Cincinnati, and Urban One Station. Minority controlled and operated, and serving the African American community for over 40 years. We are 101.5 The Buzz.
All right. Thank y'all for being patient. Again, I know the live stream on Facebook is so far behind. It's dropping frames, all of that good stuff. So I appreciate y'all being with me in terms of that. Yeah, that second to last caller was difficult. I ain't gonna lie. He frustrates me only because I just need him to be able to say what you gotta say. Like, he doesn't have a stutter. If he had a stutter, I could live with a stutter. I could work through that. What he's doing is not stuttering. It's just irritating. Like, you a grown ass man. What you gonna say before you say it and then say it? Who talk like that? It's not even stuttering. But if he think about it, he can say, what did he say? The cops with the good attitudes are the older cops. They're more patient. But in order for him to say the cops with the cops with the ones with the good with the good attitudes, they're the ones that's more, the good attitudes. They're the ones that's more patient. The ones with the good attitudes, they're the ones that they're more patient. Hey, come on, cuz. Think of that shit. Say it out in your head. Say it 3 times. Just repeat it 3 times in your head. Then open up your mouth. So I don't even know that I agree with what he's saying because I get so frustrated trying to get it out. Oh, all right. I got to get out of here. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get that off my chest again. Really, almost every time I talk to him, it vexes me that much more. And I try to hold it in, and I have to let it out. And so y'all have to be the people that I vent to. I apologize. But I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me, supporting me. Thank you, everybody. Then the people who are saying great show. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, because I got to take all of this stuff. Y'all don't see it, but it's a lot of equipment all over the place. I got a few pieces here, a few pieces here. Of course, the camera here. Got a piece here. I got a piece over there. I got some stuff down there, and I got some stuff, you can't see it, but it's a thing over there. And I got to grab all of this stuff and now set it back up. Even though I'm not going to set it back up until tomorrow. Because, you know, if I end up being here again, I don't want to have to, I took it down and then I set it up in there, but, you're not going to be in again? Okay, cool. Let me go in there and then bring it in here and then set it all back up in here and then take it back down. I'm not going through all of that. So I'll wait till tomorrow, but I appreciate y'all. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Compromised by the local police union and